The giant blue screen appeared above the United Nations building like magic. People from every country on Earth sat in their chairs, watching as strange beings appeared on the screen. The room became very quiet. Ambassador Kim Tae-ho from Korea stood up first. His hands shook a little as he held onto his desk. On the screen, a tall creature with shiny silver skin began to speak. "People of Earth," the voice said through speakers. "We are the Hegemony Council. We come from 12 different planets with very smart people. Your world has grown up enough that we need to help you now." Dr. Park Mina sat in the back row, watching everything carefully. She studied aliens for her job, but she had never seen real ones before. The main alien looked almost like a human, but was much taller and thinner. Its skin moved like water, but was silver-colored. Behind it, other strange creatures stood in perfect lines. "You have 30 days to give us your armies and let us run your planet," the alien continued. "This is not something you can say no to. We have done this many times before with other planets. If you listen to us, you will live."
Ow.
The message stopped. Suddenly, the room was so quiet you could hear people breathing. Then Secretary General Lee Dong-woo stood up slowly. Even though everyone was scared and talking loudly, his voice stayed calm. "Everyone," he said, "aliens have talked to us for the first time ever, and they want us to give up." In the back of the room, Colonel Oh Song-min looked at his team. While the politicians talked about what to do, the military people were already thinking about fighting. The aliens had made a big mistake, they thought. Humans would act like all the other planets they had taken over. Dr. Park Mina took out her special phone. "Professor Yoon, did you record everything? I got every sound, every signal?" Professor Yoon Jae-soon answered. He worked in a secret lab that studied alien technology. "They're using types of signals we only dream about. This message isn't just words. They're showing us how powerful they are." For 3 days, people all over Earth argued about what to do. Some wanted to fight, others wanted to hide, many were just scared. Then Earth did something that surprised everyone. Instead of saying yes or no right away, the humans asked for a meeting. Ambassador Kim sent the message. He was polite but strong. "The people of Earth thanked the hegemony for wanting to help us. We want to have a meeting to talk about how this will work." Far away in space, on a huge alien ship, Council Leader Vexti heard the message. If aliens could smile, he would have been smiling. Another planet wants to try to make a deal. They always do this. His helper, Morden, looked like he was made of living glass. He seemed worried. "Lord Vexti, their machines look very old. But they made this decision very fast for a whole planet. When people are scared, they work faster," Vexti said, not caring much. "Get ready for the normal meeting. We'll let them think they can negotiate. Then they'll give up like everyone else." But Vexti didn't know that humans were different from every other species he had met. While he thought the humans were scared and weak, they were actually planning something else, in secret places around Earth. Scientists and soldiers were working together. They studied every part of the alien message. They looked at the technology the aliens used. They tried to understand how the alien ships worked. Dr. Park Mina worked day and night, looking at pictures of the aliens. "They think they're so much better than us," she told her team. "But they don't understand humans at all." Professor Yoon Jae-sung was in his hidden lab, breaking down the alien signals. "Their communication system is amazing, but it has weaknesses. If we can find those weaknesses, we might have a chance." Colonel Oh Sang-min was meeting with generals from every country. "They expect us to be afraid, expect us to give up. But humans don't give up. We fight back." The aliens thought they knew what would happen. They had done this thousands of times before. K-Planet would get their message. The people would be scared. They would try to negotiate, and they would surrender. But Earth was different. While the aliens waited for the humans to beg and surrender, the humans were preparing for war. They were studying alien technology. They were making plans. They were getting ready to fight back in ways the aliens had never seen before. The meeting was set for 1 week later. The aliens thought they would easily convince the humans to give up. The humans were planning to learn everything they could about their enemies. Neither side knew that this meeting would change everything in the galaxy forever. The alien space station was huge, floated near Earth's moon like a giant crystal city. The building had tall, pointed towers that sparkled like diamonds. Some parts looked like they were alive and moving. It was bigger than any building humans had ever made. Ambassador Kim Tae-ho flew to the station with 3 other people. Dr. Park Mina came to study the aliens. Colonel Oh Sang-min was there for the military. Admiral Song Hyan-woo knew about spaceships. Their small Earth shuttle looked very old and ugly next to the beautiful alien ships. "This is amazing," Dr. Park whispered as they walked through the station. The walls seemed to move and change shape around them. She had a tiny hidden camera that recorded everything. The camera checked how strong the walls were and what they were made of. The aliens took them to a giant room where they would meet the alien leaders. The ceiling was so high you couldn't see the top. Pictures of stars and planets moved across the ceiling like a movie. 12 different types of aliens stood in perfect lines. Some looked like robots, others looked like giant bugs. One looked like living water. Council leader Vexti was the boss alien. He looked like a tall human but with silver skin that moved like liquid. When he talked, a machine changed his words into English so the humans could understand. "Welcome, humans," Vexti said in a deep voice. "I am happy you chose to be smart instead of trying to fight us." Ambassador Kim bowed politely like he was meeting a king. "We are honored you invited us here, Council Leader. My people have many questions about what will happen to us." "Of course you do," Vexti said, sounding like he was talking to children. "Do not worry. We have done this many times before. We'll take care of you." Dr. Park Mina looked around the room, acting like she was amazed by everything. But her hidden camera was recording all the alien technology. She wanted to know how their weapons worked and how to break them. "Your station is incredible," she said. "How do you make the walls move like that?" Morden, the glass-like alien, seemed proud to answer. "We use quantum matter manipulation. Your primitive minds could not understand such advanced science." "Colonel?" Oh Sang-min nodded like he was impressed. "Your weapons must be very powerful. What do you use to keep peace on all those planets?" "Energy disruptors and neural pacifiers," another alien replied. "Can stop any violence without killing anyone. Very efficient." Admiral Song Ho-yan-woo looked at their spaceships through the big windows. "Your ships are beautiful. It must be very fast." "Faster than light," Vexti said proudly. "You can travel between stars in days." "Your rockets are like toys compared to our vessels." The humans kept asking questions that sounded innocent but were actually very clever. They asked about alien technology, their weapons, how many ships they had, and how they controlled other planets. The aliens thought the humans were just curious and scared. They were happy to show off how smart and powerful they were. They didn't realize the humans were actually gathering information to fight back. "We will move your people to special areas on your planet," Vexti explained. "Your soldiers will give up their weapons. We will manage your resources better. Your children will learn proper behavior." "How many planets have you helped this way?" Ambassador Kim asked. "Thousands," Morden said with pride. "Every planet is now peaceful and well organized. No more wars, no more waste. Everything runs perfectly." "Happens if some people don't want to move?" Colonel O asked. "Resistance is corrected," Vexti said in a cold voice. "But this rarely happens. Most species understand that our way is better." The meeting went on for hours. The aliens showed the humans around their station. He saw the medical areas, the weapons storage, and the command center. The aliens wanted to prove how advanced they were, but the humans were actually learning everything they could about alien technology. Dr. Park's scanner recorded the energy patterns of their shields. Colonel O memorized where they kept their weapons. Admiral Song studied their ship designs. "We need time to convince our people," Ambassador Kim finally said. "Democracy means everyone gets to vote. Our people have different opinions about everything." Vexti leaned back in his floating chair. "You have 30 days. Use them wisely. We have watched your species fight and argue constantly. Perhaps our guidance will finally bring you the peace you have never known." The aliens thought they were being generous by giving humans time to accept their fate. They believed humans would spend 30 days arguing and then surrender. As the human shuttle left the station, Dr. Park Min-ae smiled. "They showed us everything, because they think we're too stupid to understand it." Colonel Oh Sang-min nodded. "They believe their own propaganda about being superior. That's their weakness. Admiral Song Haeonwoo was already thinking about the alien ships. Their technology is impressive, but it's not magic. Everything has weaknesses if you know where to look. Back on the station, Vextai watched the human shuttle disappear toward Earth. Other species accepts the inevitable. Begin preparing. The occupation forces. But the alien leader didn't notice that the primitive human shuttle was moving much faster than it should have been able to. The humans were already using modified alien technology they had secretly copied during their visit. Earth looked like it was falling apart. Every news channel showed the same scary pictures. Governments were collapsing. Armies were fighting each other. People were rioting in the streets. It looked like humans were destroying themselves before the aliens even arrived. The aliens watching from space were very happy. "Look how weak they are," they said to each other. "They can't even stay united when facing us. This'll be easier than we thought." But what the aliens saw was not real. It was all fake, like a giant movie being played for the whole world in Seoul. Korea, it looked like rebel soldiers had taken over the government. General Kim Woo-jin appeared on television with tanks behind him. "The government has fallen," he shouted. "People demand we surrender to the aliens. We cannot fight beings with such powerful technology."
How?
President Park Jin-woo appeared to run away and hide.
Ow.
Soldiers seemed to be fighting each other in the streets, but it was all acting. The president was safely hidden in a secret bunker, and the fighting soldiers were actually working together. The same fake battles happened everywhere. In America, it looked like the military was fighting the government. In Europe, countries seemed to be breaking apart. In Asia, armies appeared to be turning against their own people. But underground, the biggest secret operation in human history was happening. While the aliens watched fake chaos on the surface, real soldiers and scientists were working in hidden bases all over the world, deep under the mountains in Switzerland. Dr. Yoon Jae-soon worked in a secret laboratory. This was just one of many hidden places that had been built over the past 5 years. The fake fighting on the surface was perfect cover for moving people and equipment to these secret bases. "The alien shield patterns are amazing," Dr. Yoon told his team as he studied the information Dr. Park had secretly recorded. "Their shields change frequency very fast, but there's a tiny gap. For just a split second, they're completely unprotected." Engineer Han So-young looked up from her computer. "I've been studying their ship walls. They're made of crystal that's stronger than steel, but if you hit them with the right sound frequency, they become as weak as glass." "Sound weapons?" asked Dr. Choi Min-ho, who worked with the military. "Even better," Han So-young smiled.
Sound?
"Bombs. We can make their own ships break apart from the inside." Far away in the Sahara Desert, Admiral Song Haeonwoo was building Earth's secret space fleet. The ships looked rough and primitive on the outside, but that was on purpose. Inside, they had the most advanced technology humans had ever created. "How many ships are ready?" he asked Captain Lee Jun-ho. 73 ships ready to fight, sir." "The alien power systems work even better than we hoped." "We're ahead of schedule." "What about the invisible shields?" "Working perfectly." Dr. Park's information about their sensors was exactly right. "We can hide entire fleets from their detection systems." The captain watched workers install what looked like old human weapons. "Sir, are you sure about using bullets against their energy shields?" Admiral Song laughed. "Captain, they've spent thousands of years learning to defend against laser weapons. But when was the last time they fought someone who still used bullets?" All over the world, similar preparations were happening. In underwater bases, mountain hideouts, and Arctic facilities, Earth's smartest people worked to turn the aliens' advantages into weaknesses. Dr. Park Mina worked from a secret base hidden under the Amazon jungle. Her translation machines are impressive, she told her team, but they connect to their home planets using quantum signals. "If we can break those signals, their communication will fail," finished Dr. Lim Soo-jin, her assistant. "They won't be able to coordinate their forces." "Exactly. Their spacesuits are designed to protect against energy weapons. They've never faced modified Earth diseases." The fake chaos also helped train regular people, what looked like refugee. Camps were actually training centers where normal citizens learned to use captured alien technology. The disorder provided perfect cover for the largest civilian military training in history in Tokyo. What looked like a food riot was actually people picking up alien communication devices. In London, looters were actually collecting hidden weapon supplies. In New York, fleeing civilians were boarding ships to go to secret military bases. The aliens watched all this and felt very satisfied. Typical behavior before surrender. VexD reported to the council. Their primitive emotions make them panic. Soon they will beg us to save them. But in Earth's deepest command bunkers, General Kim Woo-jin studied holographic displays showing humanity's real preparations. How many ships do we have working? 217 fighting ships, sir, reported Colonel Oh Sang-min. Another 300 transport ships, and the civilian fleet is ready for Phase 2. Phase 2 was humanity's most daring plan. While the aliens expected humans to surrender, they would instead face an enemy that seemed to be everywhere at once. As the deadline got closer, Earth's chaos reached its peak. 2 alien observers, it looked like a species completely falling apart. In reality, it was a species that had learned to use confusion as a weapon. On the final day, Ambassador Kim Tae-ho sent a message accepting the aliens' terms. Earth surrenders, he announced sadly. We will obey your relocation orders and wait for your peacekeepers. In the hidden command centers, military leaders watched the transmission with grim satisfaction. The real war was about to begin, and the aliens had no idea what was coming. The alien ships came down from the sky like giant metal clouds. They were huge transport vessels, each one bigger than a city. The aliens thought this would be easy. They'd done this thousands of times before on other planets. Captain Zorkon stood on the bridge of his ship called the Dominion. He watched through the windows as the first groups of humans walked up the ramps into his ship. The humans looked sad and defeated. They carried small bags with their belongings. Their heads hung down like they had given up all hope. Take them to Base 7, Captain Zorkin told his crew. Use the normal procedures for moving people. But the alien captain didn't see what was really happening. The sad humans were actually walking in perfect military formation, just disguised to look like beaten refugees. Their personal bags didn't contain clothes and food. They contained advanced weapons and scanning devices. Sergeant Nam Kitse led the first group of fake refugees. His team looked like normal scared people, but they were actually elite soldiers. Corporal Essio Yana was an explosives expert who could blow up anything. Private Jung Subin was a communications specialist who could hack any computer system. They walked slowly through the ship's hallways, acting like frightened civilians. But their hidden scanners were recording everything. They mapped every room, every weapon, every weak spot in the ship. 12 guards in the control room. Essio Yina whispered into her tiny radio. They have energy weapons, but they're not paying attention. The main reactor is unprotected, added Jung Suben. One small bomb in the right place, and this whole ship will explode. The same thing was happening on dozens of other transport ships. The aliens were so confident that they didn't bother to check the humans carefully. They processed millions of refugees quickly, never realizing they were welcoming an invasion force onto their own ships. On the main command ship, XTI received good reports. Excellent. How many humans have we processed? About 2 million across all ships, Morden replied. No resistance at all. Seemed completely broken, as expected. Let's begin Phase 2. Start setting up control centers on the planet's surface. But at that exact moment, everything changed. Deep in space, Admiral Song Hyanwoo's hidden fleet suddenly appeared around the alien ships. The rough-looking human ships had been hiding in the asteroid belt, invisible to alien sensors. Now they surrounded the alien fleet like a trap. All ships. This is Admiral Song. His voice went out to every human vessel. Operation Chaos starts now. The alien fleet was designed to fight other aliens who used energy weapons. But suddenly, they faced something completely different. Human ships launched clouds of simple metal bullets moving at incredible speeds. The aliens' energy shields were useless against solid metal traveling at nearly the speed of light. What are those primitive weapons? Vextai demanded, as his ship shook from impacts. Bullet bombardment, Morden replied, his voice now showing. Respect for human cleverness? They're using our own speed against us. But the space battle was just the beginning. On the transport ships, the refugees revealed their true nature. Sergeant Nam Kate's team moved through the Dominion like a surgical strike force. Their sound weapons turned the ship's crystal walls into weapons against the alien crew. Bridge. Captured Corporal SEO Yana reported as alien crew members collapsed. Their sensitive hearing couldn't handle the sound frequencies that barely bothered humans. Engineering is ours, added Jung Suben. We now control the main reactor. Within minutes, every transport ship in the fleet had been captured from inside. The aliens' own vessels turned their weapons on the command ships, now controlled by humans who had spent months learning alien technology on Earth's surface. The fake refugee camps revealed themselves as sophisticated military bases. The fleeing civilians were actually special forces units, and their supply drops contained advanced weapons. Dr. Park Mina watched from the command bunker as her biological warfare team deployed their secret weapon. Release the quantum disruptors, she ordered across the alien fleet. Communication systems began failing as Earth's modified computer viruses attacked their quantum networks. Suddenly, the perfectly coordinated alien force couldn't see or hear each other. I can't reach the outer ships, Vextai shouted over alarms. What's happening to our communications? Unknown virus in the system, Morden replied, his crystal form flickering with distress. It's attacking our quantum connections. The battle that followed was unlike anything in alien history. They faced an enemy that seemed to be everywhere and nowhere, using tactics that made no sense. Human forces appeared to operate in complete chaos, yet somehow achieved perfect coordination. Captain Lee Jun-ho led his squadron in attack patterns that looked completely random, but somehow always put them exactly where they needed to be. Remember, he called to his pilots, they think in straight lines, we think in circles. The human fleet danced around the alien forces like a swarm of bees. Each ship's movement seemed random but contributed to a bigger pattern. The aliens wore computers, designed for predictable battles. Couldn't understand the apparent chaos. As the battle continued, more human ships appeared from hidden bases throughout the solar system. They came from ocean depths, from asteroid mines, from behind Jupiter's moons. Each wave seemed to come from a different direction, using different tactics. How many ships do they have? Vextai demanded. Impossible to count, Morden replied. They seemed to be multiplying. In reality, the humans were simply doing what they did best. They adapted, improvised, and turned their enemies' expectations against them. Every ship that seemed destroyed was actually hidden and repositioned. Every defeated human force was actually regrouping for another attack. By the end of the day, the once mighty alien fleet was scattered, damaged, and confused. Many ships had been captured. Others fled into deep space, carrying news of an impossible defeat. 3 months after the big battle, the whole galaxy had changed. The word chaos was now known on every planet. The hegemony, which had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years, was falling apart. Planet after planet was breaking free from alien control. In the broken remains of the old alien government building, Vextai sat in a chair. The former alien leader was now a prisoner of the humans. His silver skin looked dull and gray, like metal that had lost its shine. Dr. Park Mina sat across from him, asking him questions like a scientist studying a specimen. I still don't understand, Vextai said, his voice full of confusion. Your species should have been easy to control. You have no natural unity, no single leader, no logical system of order. That's exactly why we won, Dr. Park replied with a small smile. You tried to force order on chaos. We turned the chaos into a weapon. Through the big windows, they could see the new galactic capital city. It wasn't the clean, perfect alien architecture of before. Instead, it was a wild mix of human and alien buildings that somehow worked together. Ships from dozens of different planets flew between the structures in patterns that looked messy, but actually worked perfectly. Ambassador. Kim Tae-ho walked into the room, carrying papers with news from across the galaxy. The Crystal People have officially declared their independence. That makes 47 worlds that have broken free from hegemony control. How is this possible? Vextai asked, still unable to believe what had happened. We kept perfect order. For thousands of years, perfect order breaks easily, Kim replied. It only takes one small crack to destroy the whole thing. We gave them that crack. The human plan had been beautifully simple. While the alien fleet fought Earth's forces, human soldiers had secretly traveled to planets throughout the galaxy. These human advisors carried one simple message. You can fight back. Captain Lee Jun-ho had led the first secret mission to the Vorthon home planet. The Vorthons looked like giant insects and had been warriors for millions of years. But the hegemony had controlled them for 300 years, forcing them to be peaceful. You don't have to fight like them, Lee had told the Vorthon resistance leader, Haik-Tai. Fight like yourselves. Use your natural strengths against their weaknesses. The Vorthons had listened. Their swarm fighting tactics, which the aliens thought were primitive, proved deadly against the orderly alien battle formations. Within weeks, the Vorthons had driven the aliens off their planet. The same thing happened on planet after planet. The water-breathing Deepers used their natural camouflage to sneak into alien bases. The rock-like crystallines vibrated at frequencies that shattered alien equipment. The gas cloud nebulans simply ignored conventional weapons completely. Each species found their own way to freedom, helped by human advisors who understood that being different was a strength, not a weakness. In the new Galactic Council building, representatives from dozens of species gathered for the first free assembly in galactic history. The meeting was chaotic, with multiple languages, competing interests, and loud arguments. To the old alien observers, it looked like complete madness. This cannot work, Morden said to his human guard, Colonel Osangmin. How can anything function without central control? It's the same way humans have always worked, O replied. We argue, we compromise, we find solutions that work for everyone, but it's so inefficient. Maybe inefficient, but it's also unstoppable. When everyone has a voice, everyone fights to protect the system. The new galactic government wasn't perfect. There were arguments, inefficiencies, and occasional fights. It was voluntary, flexible, and responsive to what people needed. Most importantly, it grew stronger from chaos rather than being weakened. By it, Dr. Yoon Jae-sung had helped create the new technology systems. Instead of the hegemony's rigid top-down networks, the galaxy now operated on flexible networks that could work around damage and adapt to changes. We learn from living systems, he explained to a group of alien scientists. Backup systems, adaptation, and evolution. Our networks don't just survive damage, they learn from it and become stronger. Economic changes were equally revolutionary. Instead of the hegemony's centralized resource control, the galaxy now operated on a complex web of voluntary trades. Each species contributed what they did best and received what they needed. Engineer Han So-young had helped design the new trade systems. The hegemony tried to make everyone the same, she told the Intergalactic Trade Council. We celebrate the differences. Vorthons are natural fighters, so they provide security. The Deepers are master builders, so they handle construction. Everyone contributes their strengths. The transformation wasn't easy. Some species, used 2 centuries of alien control, struggled with the idea of making their own decisions. Others went too far in the opposite direction, becoming isolated or aggressive. But gradually, a new stability emerged. Order of the hegemony, but a living balance that could adapt to changing circumstances. The galaxy was learning to think like humans chaotically. But effectively, in the final interview, Dr. Park Mina asked Vextai the question that had driven human resistance from the beginning. Why did you assume we would submit? The former alien leader was quiet for a long moment. Every species we met followed the same pattern. Fight a little, then accept, then be grateful. We thought it was universal. It was universal, Dr. Park agreed, until you met us. But why are humans different? Because we never learned to give up. Every other species had natural hierarchy. some instinct for order. Humans are the opposite. We're naturally chaotic, naturally rebellious. You tried to impose order on the one species that thrives on disorder. Outside, the galaxy continued its transformation.
Oh.
Ships from 100 worlds carried goods, people, and ideas across the stars. The rigid efficiency of the hegemony had been replaced by something messier, but more alive. Humanity had been invited to submit to galactic order. Instead, they had given chaos to the galaxy, and in doing so, had given it the greatest gift of all: freedom.